All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy God, March. Is it already March 2nd? Geez, March 2nd. Coming to you alive, coming to you well, and coming to you, full of gratitude, reflection, um, mourning, like all kinds of different feelings and emotions going on in our family. I just want to pause for a quick second, and I don't want to make the mood somber, but I want to say thank you for everybody that reached out on social media. My wife unfortunately lost her mother on Friday. Her mother's been battling lung cancer, and it just took a rapid decline over the course of the last 4 weeks. And so, unfortunately, we lost Grandma, aka Nana, on Friday, and so it's been really challenging. And plus, my wife is 6 months pregnant, and to think of all the emotions that she is going through, and the hormones and the shift and all the things that are happening, and so my heart goes out to her. And so all I can do is just be a good husband and be here and be present. If they need anything, just be here. And so I appreciate you guys sending messages. Thank you for sending well wishes. It was crazy because I was actually on a coaching call with Blessing when I got the call. And so you never know, you guys, you just never know. This thing that we call life, this beautiful thing that is so precious to us. Like, spend time with the people that you love, call somebody, let them know that you love them. Send a nice message out, give a hug, spread some joy today because you never know. And so it's been tough. And then unfortunately last night we went to the emergency room. My wife thought she was going into preterm labor because she was having all kinds of pain. And we went to the hospital. Baby's okay. My wife is not in preterm labor. And so, listen, you guys, we got a lot of stuff going on. And plus, I got bronchitis. And so, I just wanted to say first and foremost, thank you. But like we all have a place to be and a responsibility. And like I could have said, I'm going to take a few days off, but I definitely want to be here with you guys. I want to be in this moment. I want to be obviously here for my family, but I also have a responsibility. And so I just want to say thank you guys for the well wishes. Thank you guys for the prayers, for the thoughts of good vibes of the universe and everything in between, you guys. Those messages do not go unseen. They do not go unheard. And so thank you for me, for my wife. She's downstairs. I just want to say thank you guys. It means the world to us. So we're going to get right into this thing, you guys. Like I said, I don't want to make the mood somber, but I'm always going to be vulnerable. I'm always going to share with you guys what's on my heart and what's on my mind. And that's exactly what's on my heart and what's on my mind. So we're going to kick this thing off, and we're going to have somebody take us on the field per usual. But before I do so, Nicole, is that a hand for a contribution, my friend, before I get this thing rolling?
I was gonna drop something with a little sunshine, if that's all right.
Yeah, I would love the sunshine, of course.
2 years in remission.
I can't hear what you're saying, my friend. The audio is really bad.
I said I'm just making 2 years in remission.
Yes, yes, I absolutely love that, my friend. We've watched your journey. We've been a part of your journey. So I love that. Congratulations, my friend. What a way to start this off. So I am going to go over to my dear friend, Blessing. Blessing, I'm going to have you take us out on the field officially on this beautiful Monday morning. Set the tone, set the sentiment. And once again, you guys battling some sickness, so feel free to bear with me as I battle my voice this morning. So let's go, Blessing. What do you got for them?
It in the chat, and we don't have as much time as we think we do, which there creates an urgency with every moment that we have. And you don't have to be dealing with sickness, or you don't have to have anything going wrong per se to just move with some urgency. We have a purpose, each and every one of us, and we have a responsibility to those that are in our lives to show up as the fullest versions of ourselves with no hesitation. We do not want to get to that moment and say, I wish I had. So I encourage every single person on this call to really look at, what are you doing? Are you living your life and running your business out loud, unapologetically, to make an impact? Or are you, going back to what we said last week, are you just creating some noise? No one needs noise. We're just going to mute it. We need everyone to show up as themselves, because only you can do the things that you can do in the way that you can. So please show up for the sake of everyone as yourself. Take action today. If you just set your mindset and move forward. But yeah, seize the day, friends.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you, Blessing, and thank you for for listening the other day and taking my call afterwards. It means a lot to us, my friend. So I appreciate you. So let's see this. I'm gonna get three people to share some wins from this last week, and I'm gonna have somebody start us off. I got a really early morning text, and listen, your texts of success mean the world to me. When you say, "Coach, guess what?" And you put an ellipsis by it. Okay, like I'm here for those things. I really, really appreciate those things, and so. I want to hear from three people, and I knew Blessing would throw her hand up. So glad Ophi threw her hand up. I'm actually going to start with Brandy, but fellas, okay, let's get some masculine energy on the screen as well. I got five people, five females that are throwing their hand up. Let's get some masculine energy and let's get some blend going on. So I'm going to start off with Brandy because Brandy texted me early this morning, and Brandy, you got some good news. And so I want you to take the mic and share with everyone your wins from this last week. And let's just go from a business win. Let's start out because my friend, I appreciate what you sent me. So Brandy Alfonso, what do you got for us, my friend? Let's roll.
So, last night, I got an email and it was an offer accepted, and that would mark four escrows in the same era together. And that is what I did for the entire year last year. So, I told 2026 it wanted more, so I'm giving it more. And one of those escrows that will be closing, hopefully at the end of the week, is for my dad. And that is, I mean, that hallmarks one of the biggest wins ever. And then the rest of them are all Zillow clients. And this particular client, I called her. She started crying. She's a widow. She's coming. Again, I get to serve. This will be my second widow that I get to serve. And she just is crying and is so excited. She's moving from out of state to come live with family. She's a little bit older, so the closing date lands about on her birthday. And that phone call just, oh my gosh, and I don't know if anybody watched my story the other day when I toured the home with her. My little guy, I always leave, and the kids always tell me this, they always say, go sell a house, mom. Like, that's just their thing. Like, that's our, uppity, cheery thing. Like, go sell a house. Or when I get home, they're like, mom, did you sell a house? Because they don't know, how it works. But when I picked them up from school, I said, you guys are going to come to work with me. I needed to go show a home and I needed to jet right out there. So I didn't have time to bring them. And the little guy goes, well, can I come inside? Can I go sell a house with you today? And I was like, sure. And so that client is the product of the offer. So I got to tell my little boy that he got to sell a house with mommy. So he toured the home, turned on the lights, was chatting with the lady on FaceTime, showing around the house. So little guy sold his first house. So that is, I mean, just to be a witness to my kids that they're also doing it. They're part of this.
Let's go. Brandy, you said, so let's go back a little bit. She did four in the entire year last year. It was a growth year. It was a learning year for her. It was a setting standards and principles year. And know that she's in four escrows at one time. And we're in March, right? This is a huge sign. And if you could tell me what the annual goal was for this year, how many homes that you'll sell, how many families you'll serve, what is the big number for this year?
So I decided last year I focused on that number and I set it a little, for me, I don't know. I feel like I set it a little too high because I fell short. So this year I just said, what kind of money do I want to make?
Yeah.
And how I get there, if it happened in one transaction, cool. I mean, I wouldn't quit the rest of the year, but and then if it happens in a couple, but I mean, my goal is as a single mom to bring in 100K. So I mean, without all the splits and stuff, I mean, these four right here are already half of that. So I say, let's go, let's get it. The biggest thing for me is holding myself accountable. I said with my dad's deal, as soon as it closes, a storage in a garage is getting completely thrown away. And my house is going to finally get to start from its foundation of letting everything go and watching my kids and myself build from the ground up.
Let's go, Brandy. Let's go. And listen, when she says single mom, for the people that do not know her, five children, right? So shout out to her. Shout out to all you moms out there. Shout out to all you dads out there running double duties. That is not easy. It's not easy with two parents, let alone being the sole provider for a household. So really, really proud of you, Brandy. Great stuff. Great share. I appreciate it. Let's go to Gary, then we'll go to Ophie, and then you'll be on deck after that. Bless you. Let's go, Gary Archer. Business win from this last week. Let's roll.
Man, thanks for the space, everyone. Happy Monday, my favorite day. Some of you might have seen it on my story last week. So got this client, Hector, and his wife Maria. Been looking for a house for a few months now. Looked at about 40 houses. Their budget was only $480,000. There's not a lot of choices. They live in the projects right now in Oakland, West Oakland, and they're sending me houses in East Oakland and Brandy Park, and I'm like, you sure? You know where this place is? And they're like, Gary, we live in the projects right now. I'm all good with Oakland. A house with a yard, a fence. So we went on the mission and got a house that originally was on sale for $670,000. $670,000 house. It had tenants in it from the probate, and the tenants wouldn't let no one come see the house. So when I was talking to the agent, I was like, yeah, we want to go look at the house. And that's when they dropped the price. It might have been on the market 9 months. It went from 670 down to 530. And I'm like, yeah, we're trying to look at the house. And they're like, oh man, everyone's been trying to, and you're going to have to, here's the tenant's phone number. You're going to have to call them and schedule yourself. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I called him for about 3 days, nothing. And then, Gary, of course, what do? I pull up to the house. Hey guys, how you doing? And I start telling them the story, what's going on. And they're like, sure, you want to come look at it this Saturday? And then they said, a lot of people have been calling us and we're just trying to milk this as long as we can. But you're the first person that came to this door and talked to me. I said, let's do it. So we looked at the house and now we're in contract for $480, his price. And we just got $15,000 more in credits. They're paying my commission, paying the credits, paying for the sewer, and he's getting two houses on one lot. So incredible win. Secondly, on Saturday, I don't know if people remember me talking about a few months ago, this guy named Jay, this whale guy. I met with him this weekend. And he said, Gary, I'm ready to start looking again. So that's the guy that there's no limit, no nothing. Find me some of the most amazing property in the Bay Area in Woodside, Los Altos, G, and I'm getting it. So I'm on that mission too. So pumped up.
Let's go, Gary. Congratulations. I appreciate the message and I appreciate the tenacity behind this, right? Right? Some people are, well, maybe I'll go and knock. No, I'm not going to knock on that. Maybe I should. And they're like negotiating with themselves. And then one of you said, you know what, step aside, let me go knock on that door, and great things happen. And so really love the tenacity. I love the intestinal fortitude to say, you know what, I'm just going to go and I'm going to shoot my shot and see what happens. And great things happen from it. So good job, my man. Let's go to Oaf McGough, DJ Oaf McGough. It has really evolved over time. And let me share with you how this has evolved. So I met her cousin. Her cousin calls her Ophie. And then I started calling her Ophie. And then I started calling her Oaf Dog. And then I started calling her Oaf McGough. And then I started calling her DJ Oaf Dog. And so Oaf McGough. So it's really evolved over time, my friend.
It really has. I'm like, how is this escalating now? I'm a DJ. All right, let's go. So
Let's go.
I've been pretty busy. Just again, the year has flipped. Like you could feel this buyer's market. So I've been getting into a lot of overbidded in Sacramento, and I was getting really frustrated. But Grace had talked to me about, hey, we should do a weekend, like an open house at the Daily Desk, and have people stop by, talk about Dream for All. And I said, okay, let's do it. Dude, just trying to get us to do something. We couldn't get the flyer together. Anyways, I started saying, you know what, forget it. I'm too busy. I got to go show property. I did get one in escrow. I was like, thank you, God. I got another one about to close. I said, nah, it's cool. And she's like, no, and I was like, all right, let me just post it. Showed up the first day. Nobody came in. I was like, I don't want to do this. Then I was like, you know what? Let's just keep going. Somebody found me on Google and said, yeah, I actually want to know more information about that. So yesterday she walked in and we had an hour and a half conversation with Grace. And she's like, yeah, I'm pre-approved. I just wanted to know more info about it. And also I want to know more about you because I see you, but I don't see reviews. And I said, oh, yes. Okay. Back in the day, because of 20 years, back in the day, a lot of my clients were Latinos and they didn't know a lot of the computer stuff. So I didn't get I don't have that history. But I was like, but I can give you all the references. So she said, but she goes, but I know you. I feel good. I like what I see on Instagram. She goes, I did stalk you. I went to your TikTok. I went to this. I went to that. I was like, holy crap. And she goes, but I'm pretty committed. And she's like, I'm really looking forward to working with you. But I was like, okay, two things. I was already giving up because I'm busy. And I did make the excuse. I was like, I am busy with work. So it wasn't like I'm busy doing something else. It's work. And I also, so I kind of gave it away, but even if you just show up, like people will show up. Something will happen. You're putting in that work. It's going to manifest one way or the other. So I was really stoked about that. Like, you know what? It's just not a bad idea. Whenever you have an idea, just execute it and let the chips fall the way they fall. I mean, be a little more intentional.
And Ophmagof, over the next 30 days, what are you committed to doing to make sure that that review question or concern does not come back up?
I mean, as I have to start calling my whole network again and asking them to, hey, it's been a couple of years, but I have to do it because it's true. Who knows how many people have said, oh, there's no reviews. And
Dude, what an easy way to get more business. That's a great excuse to call them.
Yeah, it's literally it's one of the best ways. And then what I'm going to do is I'll drop this in the chat below. You guys have seen this. Let me make sure to put this in the chat below. That way you guys have it. I'm going to put it in the chat below. This is your equity review. This is your portfolio review. This is so great to be able to call people, let them know that you're doing a portfolio review. And by the way, I'm building up my online presence. Before, when we transacted, I didn't get a review from you. Would you mind writing some cool words about me, about your experience that you had with me 2 years, 5 years, 10 years ago, whatever that is? My friend, this is your opportunity to say, not that won't happen again. That one,
yeah,
you put in too much work.
I have, and it was a bit like, but I was like, I know what happened. Let me tell you, and never, it doesn't matter. No, it matters. But at that moment, she was already pretty convinced. She's just like, I'm surprised because I see the numbers on Zillow, but I don't see any. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's the other part of me not following up. Okay, that was it.
Way to show up, literally way to show up. And we've all had those moments like, oh my God, I'm gonna do a buyer consultation workshop and one person shows up and then 5 people show up and then 10 people show up. And so, Ophi, I love this story. Let's go over to Blessing. Blessing, let's share your wins. And then when H-Bomb, you will be on deck. Let's go, Blessing. Really good stuff, you guys.
So proud of you, Ophelia. I know like showing up when busy is always difficult. So just super excited for you. Celatute and I have a Zillow lead that we got last summer, and miscommunication, we weren't able to show the property when we were supposed to, and the lead got angry with us, and he was just like, I'm a man of my word, and if you're not going to show up or if it's not going to happen, like the least you can do is show it, like tell me, but know that like I stick to what I say. And it was one of those things where he was right. It literally was just miscommunication, but he would not respond. He would not respond to anything else after that. So in my head, I'm like, he's totally done with us. There's no reason, like he's done. Lo and behold, he schedules an appointment in Zillow. So I had to get out of my head to do this. Like I wasn't sure if I was going to get, a tongue lashing from before. I just didn't know, but it's one of those things where facing those cold leads or facing those people that there's been, a little bit of friction in our conversation, and just showing up knowing that I'm the professional, like I know how to get this done. Let me not overthink and just show up and go through the process, like turn off the emotions and just execute. We set up 5 properties for him to see. He went straight to one early and called me and was like, this is the one I want. I don't even really want to see the other one. So I went and met him there. Coolest conversation. Like, just from a no nonsense, my ideal kind of client, great conversation. The house was perfect. He's like, this is it. So we immediately went into, here's the strategy. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we write the offer. And he goes, well, oh, I also need to sell my investment property. I got you. We can take care of that. My team is everywhere. Where is it? He says it's in Santa Ana. I don't know the California geography right away. So when he says that, I kind of pause. He's like, yeah, Orange County. I'm like, great. Adam from my intensity group, I know he's there, messaged him right away, like, hey, can you help me with this? And so he is now we're now listing his condo. Well, Adam's going to list the condo. We moved super quickly, got all the information for the tenant. Photos are on Thursday. The client is so impressed with how quickly we were able to move and how much we're taking off of his plate that he's like, you've got all my business going forward, no matter how this goes. I just love the way you execute. So that was the listing side that we've gotten taken care of. We wrote an offer. It is under list. It's contingent. You know, it feels a little shaky, but it's one of those things, again, where just trust that I'm writing the best offer possible. And our exercise on Thursday came in handy. So I was able to present it to the listing agent, like, here's everything that we're exploring. I know it's contingent. We're looking at loan options. I sold this for, we're going to get a counter, but I'm waiting for that to come in. It's a small counter. I think we can do it. But I sold this offer like it was the best thing. And she didn't really have an option to say no. There's one other one, but I was just so confident in what my seller and what my buyer wanted and our terms and what we could do, that she's even like, I think that you, like, regardless of how this goes, I really do want to work with you because I appreciate the professionalism. All of this to say is that there's a lot of emotions that I had in my head, but just showing up, wrote the offer. Again, we'll either get it accepted or we'll have a small counter, but also working on the listing to get him into contract. So just showing up.
Man, blessing. I love this. I'm going to go to Abel really quick. Abel, do you hear the leadership language? Do you hear the language discipline and how Blessing is communicating, how she's taking charge? Do you hear that in her language?
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Strong, bold, assertive. Right? Blessing. Were you like that 3 years ago?
Wow.
Like you like I could hear it.
No, and I don't even think I could say I was that last year. There's been a lot of business lost sitting in my head. And the reality of what we do is it is not rocket science. It is not the end of the world. We are allowed to make mistakes. As long as we move forward with clarity, as long as we have a process, and like my process, I haven't given a lot of credit to because I feel like I should have sold a lot more houses. I feel like I should be in a different place. And those shoulds have been eating away at what I know I'm capable of. No disrespect to anyone else. If I can take into consideration all of my TC work and everything I have done in the last 3 years, I've done close to 200 transactions. That's not a small thing. I know this contract better than any other agent on the other side. I can stand on that. And so if I trust in that, why wouldn't someone want to work with me? And
Beautiful.
That's the confidence that I haven't been able to stand on until now. And I'm moving forward with that confidence, like that fishbowl energy where you can go work with someone else, but right now you've got me. Let me show you what I can do. And that's just the way I'm showing up.
Can I say one thing real quick, Elias?
Please, JJ, please.
You guys always assume, don't sell yourself to your client. Assume you're already working with them. Doesn't matter. Either you have to ask him if they're going to work with you, or they have to tell you that they're not going to work with you. And it's much better for them to actually tell you, you know what, thank you very much for all this information, but I think I'm going to go another way, versus you saying, so can we work together? So act as if from the beginning. Don't act as if you're applying for the job. Just start doing the job. And most of the time, they won't even notice, to be honest with you. And I tell you guys this the whole time. It's a fat guy strategy. That's how fat guys end up with girlfriends. You just act as if, unattractive men just start doing that. And then all of a sudden you got a girlfriend. She doesn't even realize it. All of a sudden you've been married for 29 years, like I got, with my beautiful wife. That's how it works, man. Do the same thing with your business. Just act as if it's already there.
Write that down, you guys.
Have them fire you. Don't apply.
Hashtag fat guy strategy. Put that in
That's
your
right.
day for your keep it moving booklet.
There you go, baby. It's just true. Just have them fire you. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's you're still going to be disappointed, but don't ask for the job. Just start doing the job. And
Yeah.
most of the time, unless you have a very savvy uh, buyer, investor, seller, they're not even going to trip. What they're looking for is somebody to help them. So they don't even need for you to get you don't need a formal approval. Just start doing the work.
Yep. I'm already assuming that I'm your guy.
Yeah, just start doing the work. I mean, you know what I mean? Elias does it with his mentoring and counseling that he does, right? Even if if the person's not on the team, if they're not formally in a contract with him, he'll start giving them coaching advice right off the bat. If any of you guys call me, if several on the call have done that, you guys call me and you start asking me for stuff, and several people are like, hey, can we partner up? I don't even have to ask for the business. I don't have to say, oh, well, we need to partner up. So you guys need to start doing that. Stop acting as if you're applying for the job. Just start doing the work.
That's right. That's right. I love that. Really, really great sentiment. Great stuff, Blessing. Let's go H-Bomb, and then we're going to get to Ro and Alex, and then we're going to shift gears in the conversation. What do we got, H-Bomb? AKA Heather. That way you guys know who that is.
I haven't been on in a while. I started getting that weird nervous feeling in my tummy because I haven't talked on camera. I've been in the meetings for a little bit. So good wins. I got we're gonna accept an offer on my listing today. So that's good. It's a good offer too. They came into my open house. They're a really cute couple. But one of the things, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but it was so cute because I've been working with these people, and just all of a sudden around here, 3 bedroom, 2 baths, if it's a relatively good house in a relatively good neighborhood, it's like gone. And so we had all these showings lined up, and then they're pending, pending, pending. There's this house they really loved. We went and saw it. The husband couldn't be there because he was at work, and so he was on video, and they're like, we want this house, make it happen. And the other realtor had to be there to let us in. And I'm like, he's like, I got a 6 o'clock, but if he can get an offer, full asking price to me before that, we'll cancel the show. And I'm like, done. But it sucked because they weren't pre-approved for the full asking price. So I had to modify the offer to make it so they were still getting full asking price because they had cash, but the loan didn't support it. So I had to get really creative with the offer, added a lot of incentive, boom, locked it down that night, which was awesome. And then yesterday I took the husband to see the house. It was his first time seeing it in person. And it was so freaking cool. This grown man, because they've never owned a home. They're an older couple. This will be their first and forever home, which is so cool. And he's walking through the home, and I'm just watching his eyes well up with tears. He was so excited and happy. And those are as crazy as this business is, it makes me, I know it makes all of us insane. We love it, but it's insane. But it's these super cool moments that you're man, this is so awesome that I'm able to do this for these people. And so it was so special. And they were hugging me. And then the realtor was there. He's like, oh, I'll put a pending sale sign up. I'm all, don't worry, dude. I got you. I got one in my car. And we put it up there. My clients took a picture with it, and they were just hugging me and thanking me. And it was such a special moment. And it was just a good reminder to me that I do love this job as crazy as it makes me. And this will, I'm got 2026 is popping off, I
love this.
Yeah, my goal is to close 24 deals. That may be excessive, but that's what I'd like to do. That's 2 a month for the year. Off to a pretty good start. I'm on my third transaction. I've got another one coming right on its heels. So I'm very excited.
I love it. And really, really great stuff, Heather. And I love the traction you have this early in the year. But here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of the hero's journey, right? I'm hearing a lot of you talk about the consumer and their journey and their experiences and what it took for them, what it means to them. And at the end of the day, they're the heroes in the journey. I know you guys are heroes in your mind, and I think that you're heroes. But when we think about our consumers, they're the true heroes in this journey. And I think we need to talk more about them, more about the things that they're going through, the experiences that they have, the ability to live in that neighborhood, the ability to get out of the projects and own a house that is theirs. And I don't care where it is, as long as it's not in the projects, that's mine. It's my ownership. And so I'm hearing a lot of this hero's journey, and this is really, really good stuff, you guys. Before I get to Alex, before I get to Ro, I want to go to one of our guests. I'm going to go to Crystal really quick. My friend, what are you hearing from your seat? And so Crystal runs a high performing team from the escrow side out in Arizona, and her and I met a few months ago. I got to meet her daughter and stuff, and we're going to form a formal relationship. But Crystal, what are you hearing from your seat? I want to hear from you, my friend. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Sorry, I could hardly hear you. I was just saying in my office that I need to get my speakers situated because it's kind of hard to hear. Repeat your question to me. You said
No, my question was just as a guest today, what are you hearing in the message from all the agents that have shared thus far?
Well, I think it was really important that I really liked, kind of we're always remembering that like it is what we do in this industry is such a powerful business, and we need to make sure to stay connected to each other. Like that last story with them buying their first home and being at an older place in their life. I think that just maintaining that authentic human connection is important. And I also like the assertiveness and making sure that you're already, if they're coming to you and you're asking a question, then make the assumption that you are working for them.
Yeah, 100%. Well, my friend, it's great to see you. Let's go over to Ro. Ro, give me your thoughts, or excuse me, your insight. I think you're going to share a win. Let's go, my friend. Thank you, Crystal. Hopefully, you get the speaker worked out too. Let's go, Ro. What do you got for us?
Well, I'm in 2 escrows right now, which I've had one my whole career. So, and I have one transaction that closed already. So I'll have 3 probably by the end of the month. So I'm pretty excited about that. 2 of them are old friends. Both of them live out of the area and just decided that they wanted to buy a condo out here and do your tours, you guys, because I had toured this property, and when they told me what they wanted, I was like, let's go see this place. I think you might like it. And they both loved it. And so we just monitored things that came for sale in the complex. And so yeah, I'm just very excited for them. One's going to move to the area. The other one is kind of a second home for her. In terms of the closed transaction, it was someone I met at an open house. She had fought to gain this property from an ex-husband. It was a really difficult fight, and decided to sell it because there was taxes that were due and things like that. And we're able in 3 days to get 3 offers for her and get it closed, cash offers. So yeah, so I'm kind of getting my sea legs. I feel like finally doing this full time as of mid-December. So
let's go. But look at so it's like you've not been full time. Now you're full time, and then you're getting full time results now, right? So it's like you're allowed to put more time, effort, and energy into this, and the results are showing. But it's also you doing all the foundational work. It took a little bit of time, but you know what? You didn't buckle, right? You didn't buckle. And you stayed the course. And so, my friend, really, really good stuff. I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Let's go to Alex, and then we'll go Chris. Alex, what do you have for us, big dog? Really good stuff, bro. I love this. What do we got, big dog?
Real quick, I think I got my first listing locked up. We had the meeting yesterday, had a big hug, and she was super excited to work with us. It took 2,800 calls, over 1,000 voicemails. Finally led to the moment where we set an appointment that was like solid. And I've only been chasing listings this year. And finally I got the hug from the client and felt her joy, and she's already looking at homes on Real Scout. So like I'll probably refer that out because I want to focus on listings. And I'm just super, super excited to just make her day. She was so exhausted from previous experiences with agents. She said she doesn't want to work with an agent, but after talking to her for an hour and then meeting with her in person, she's happy, she's joyful, she's hopeful, she's inspired, she's ready to make the move. And I think teaming it up was like the best option, and we can give her the experience that an agent should give a client instead of bad experiences that deters us. So hopefully we can give a new light to agents in that area again.
Man, I really, really appreciate it. A lot of times, agents, they obviously they don't do the job that you guys are trained to do, and they leave a really, really bad impression. And so it's important that we're constantly looking at how can we make this a great experience for the consumer? How can we elevate, look at our presentation and say, where does our presentation deserve punctuation, elevation? And if I was to think about how can I think of the power of moments like Demian talked about last week, and how can I elevate for the consumer? You'll find those ways to really, really rise and help them transcend through this entire process. So, my friend, I appreciate your update. Thank you. Congratulations. Let's go, Chris B. I have some things I want to share with you guys before we start to wrap session. Let's go, Chris B. What do we got?
I got some great wins. Been doing a lot of partnership deals with people in the team, and it's awesome. So a lot of times people don't want to give up like half a deal, but when you think about it, you like if you're both doing a job, you're spending less time closing. Like, I got a deal on closing with Anna, and literally I just showed them 2 homes. Anna connected with them well. They loved Anna. I stepped in while Anna was in vacation in Cancun, showed them 2 homes. We got them in contract like right away, like less than a week. And we're listing their house next week and meeting them Thursday. So that's 2 deals, and it just when you tag team with people and you're flowing congruently, it's just like 2 times the power, And I got another deal I'm closing, getting in contract with JP Jeff, and that was an easy slam dunk deal too. Like he connected with them. I tag team me in. I got him in contract in a week, And then I got another deal with Steffi. I met him like one time, and I'm about to get him contract in like a week, like super quick, So the partnerships are awesome. I'm appreciating it, and I'm a Sacramento guy. Let's partner up. Put me to work. I'll get him in contract quick. I know what I'm doing. So don't struggle on your own. Share that commitment. Let's make money.
Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate listening, you guys.
Can I jump in
go
real
ahead.
quick? So I called Chris, and Chris was like, "It's not my area. I'm too busy." So he referred me to JP because JP lives in Antioch. So he rejected the listing for the client's sake and said they could be serviced better if we had somebody local. So he could have had more money in his pocket, but he handed it off to the next guy.
Let's go. Because he knows he knows where he's at, he knows his market, and he also knows like, hey, if the consumer is in better hands with Jeff Phillips, then so be it, man. So really good stuff.
Done it too, but I was like, the customer, it would be a disservice to customer. So I was like, JP's my dude. He picks me up a deal. I'm gonna pitch him up a deal. I reciprocate. I like to give people way more than what I get, prove my value. So let's hook each other up, y'all. Let's make that money.
Let's go. All right, guys. So listen, it's the start of a new quarter. So January, February, March. Wait, is it already? Oh my God, geez, Louise, I cannot believe that we're going into the third quarter of the month. So our third quarter of the year. So our third month of the year. The reason why I want to share this thought with you is because every single time we start the new month, what I want to do is I want to give you guys some things to look at. And I want you guys to ask yourself, well, how well did I perform alongside of my business plan that I made back in November and December? You see, we come together every single year, and whether you're with me or you're somebody else and you created your business plan, my hope is that you're honoring that plan. And if you're not honoring the plan, like I want you to be able to revise this. And if you've spent any time with me over the last few years, we do this exercise and it's called the productivity multiplier. And I'm just going to put this on the board here. And I want you guys to grab a piece of paper. This is simple, but please do not write on my whiteboard. You see, if you've done this before with me, you'll know that this practice is really, really effective. And here's why it's effective. First off, you're just going to make a T on a piece of paper. That's it. Just a T, a little, one line here, one line this way. On the top left corner here, you're going to write a 1. And that 1 is going to represent your numbers. And so the 1 is truth, right? If you look at your numbers right now from the start of the year, and if you're brand new, then this does not apply to you. But if you've been with us in real estate before the beginning of the year, then this is going to apply. So number 1 is the truth. What does the truth say about your numbers, right? Have you been showing up? Have you been doing the things that you need to do? And that's why number 2 is going to be reflection. So when you look back, I want you to look back from January 1 to today, right? To today. So what I want you guys to do is I really want you to evaluate everything that you have done up to this point in the year. I want you to go back, look at your business plan. Hopefully it doesn't have dust on it. Hopefully it is something that you guys can see, that you can refer to. It's not tucked away somewhere. So the first is the numbers, and that is the truth. The second part of this is your reflection period. You're going to go back from January 1st till today. And Chris, can you stop writing on my whiteboard, please? Thank you. Let me erase that. It's okay. I know if you guys are driving, sometimes it gets a little wonky. But January 1st to today, I want you to reflect. Here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about your calendar. Did you keep the schedule that needs to be kept? Did you produce content at a very high, consistent level? Did you stick to your income producing activities, your prospecting time? Did you follow through on your projects? Did you launch things for the particular times of the year, such as Valentine's Day? Are you planning for things that are upcoming? Like reflect. Reflect on all the things that you did good, and then reflect on the things and the areas where you dropped the ball. What did you not do well in? Where did you not perform? What pillars did you not focus on? Where did you waver in your discipline? Where did you break your commitment to yourself? And I really want you to reflect. And 3 is going to be the revision period. Now, listen, if the truth about your numbers are not where they need to be, if they do not coincide with the amount of money that you said that you're going to make for the first 2 months of the year, if you're behind on production, if you're behind on calls, if you're behind on your gross revenue that you told yourself that you wanted to produce, now we have to ask ourselves, am I driven by a vision that is truly pulling me forward, or is it my time to revise, right? Do I need to create a revision for my business? The reason why I want to do this early is because I always want to give you an opportunity to look at your business and say, you know what? Maybe I need to have a revision. Maybe I had a lofty goal of selling 50 homes and I heard that and I thought it was great, but I'm really, really far behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to revise for the next 2 months. I'm going to say from today to, let's say, I don't know, let's go March, April, May. Let's go to May 1st, okay? May 1st. What am I going to do? Is I'm going to just revise this. What I mean is that I'm going to set myself with a very, very small target, something I could see within the course of the next couple of months. I'm going to revise what that plan is. Because at the end of the day, if on the left-hand side, you're waking up and you're moving forward and you have that progress and you're making all the necessary steps and you're taking all the necessary efforts, wonderful. Well, if you're not, that's why 3 makes so much sense. 3 is going to tell me, am I compelled to do the things that I said I was going to do early in the year? Well, if I'm not, then that means that I'm probably pulled by the wrong vision, which is okay. What is not okay, my friends, is continuing on pulled by a vision that is not compelling you, right? If you don't have something that is pushing you every single day, that is lighting you up, that's putting a smile on your face, and is putting you face to face with consumers, my friends, it is the wrong vision. You need to slow down and say, okay, what is it actually that I want to do over the course of the next couple of months? What is it that is actually going to pull me through? I need to get realigned. I need to get refocused. I need to get create a revision for my business. And then what we do is we say for the next, from today till May, 4 would be your micro commitments. These are the things that no matter what, you're going to commit to. I'm going to wake up at this time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get to the office. I'm going to prospect for 1 hour a day. I'm going to clear every single task in my CRM. I'm going to work out 5, whatever it is. We set some micro commitments. That way you condense this over the course of the next 2 months because you had your truth. You did a reflection from January 1st till today. Either you like your results or you don't. And if you don't, that should lead you to 3. The 3 should be, do I need to revise my plan? And if you're doing well, then continue the course that you're on. You no need to revise anything because you're doing a really good job. So then you have to ask yourself, what are some things that I'm really going to commit to from a micro commitment standpoint? And you write this out and you just do this simple exercise on a piece of paper, you guys, I promise you, if you do this, it will help you to just really, really get refocused with why you're in this business. What are you creating? And it's simple. Go through this early on every single month, every other month. And I promise you, you'll start to see yourself saying, okay, Yeah, I was pulled by the wrong thing. Because if it was the right thing, then I wouldn't delay. I wouldn't have a lack of discipline. I wouldn't be inconsistent. When those things start to surface, then it means that you're not congruent. So this is a way to get yourself back in alignment, back in congruency. And it's a simple exercise. Because listen, each of you had a plan. Each of you had a plan and said, this is what I wanted to accomplish this year. And I'll put some questions on the board here. To really give you guys some things to analyze even a little bit further. What commitment did you say did you make, what commitment did you make in your annual plan that you actually honored? Right? Well, we go back to December and November, and we were writing. Some of you guys were like breaking down like it was an emotional journey for you. I remember that. And I was attached to that for you guys, with you guys. What commitments did you make in your annual plan that you have actually honored thus far? Which promises to yourself quietly slipped? And when did that start? Did you go into the new year saying, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then 4 weeks in, your momentum started to taper. Your activity started to taper. You no longer kept tracking your CRM. You no longer understood how many conversations. You just kind of started to wing it. You see, we're not in this business to wing it. This business is going to require you to lead as a true CEO, and a CEO does not wing their business. Where did your plan work? Because you worked, right? When you think about the words of Demian, work until it worked. Where did your plan work? Because you worked. When you think about your social media content, when you think about the growth that you've shown on social media, you put in the work, you created your reels, you created your stories, you created your carousels, and finally you're starting to see the progress. Where did the plan break down? Because execution wavered, not strategy, right? You see, you guys had these plans, but you didn't execute. That's when we start to see things break in the plan. And looking at the year so far, are you ahead? Are you behind? Or are you simply avoiding the scoreboard, right? When questions like that are asked of you, two things happen internally. Either A, I'm excited to share, I'm stoked to share it and tell you where I'm at, or damn it, let myself down. Fuck. As I reflect, I understand that I'm letting myself down. You see, that's not okay. You guys cannot be okay with that. So the revision of your business is important. Anytime you see a lull, or you see a downturn in your business, a downturn in your activity, a downturn in your discipline and your consistency, that is the moment you say, you know what? Let me revise. Let me think shorter. Let me think short term. And let me put some micro commitments in place right now to make sure that I execute at a high level. Does that make sense, you guys? Good. Last thing I want to share with you guys. I told you I'd put you on every single week. I'm going to share this entire ChatGPT prompt with you, as well as this whole entire idea board. So I asked Chat this morning, what I've done is I've created tons and tons and tons of ideas and thoughts. So instead of you guys coming up with yourself, I'm just going to drop it down in the chat below. Create me a powerful list of articles specific to the real estate market, new restaurants, local happenings, and anything related to lifestyle in the past 2 weeks in San Francisco, Central Valley, and the greater Sacramento. Please include articles that share insights. Also include 3 to 5 carousel ideas, 3 to 5 real ideas. Also include powerful scripting a top influencer would use to create viral content. The articles in here are powerful. The real ideas are powerful. The carousel ideas are powerful. So instead of having you figure all this out on your own, I'm just going to copy this link and I'm going to put it down in the chat. So if you're struggling this week, if you need something to put on social, if you were just kind of at a loss for ideas, my hope is that you take something from here that goes right in alongside what you've already created for yourself. And so you have it. It's down below. If you're out of the market that I just mentioned, then you adjust the words. You'll get some really rich content and rich ideas that you can go and create some dope content this week. And so I'm going to pause there, you guys. Hopefully you took something from our session today, whether it's something I shared or something that the team members shared. But I'm going to go around the room, get some key thoughts and key takeaways from our guests today. So let's go to Aaron Chris. Aaron Chris, a veteran on the screen, big dog. Let's go. One key thought, one key takeaway from our time together, and we'll go up to Philip.
Well, JJ's act as if it
already is ringing through my head, and now I have to have a sit down with my wife and really get to the bottom of why we've been almost 20 years together. She chose this fat guy because I guess I just acted as if it was. I was bald and everything, and she still picked me, but I never thought it was going to be anything different. So I need to apply that same frame of mind to business every day. When I'm sitting in front of people, I do catch myself sometimes trying to sell myself a little bit too much, and I'm going to actively participate in the practice of acting as if it already is. Two, that's two. See, Elias, that's two. Proof.
I love it. I love it. Really, really good stuff. Hugo, good to see your face, my man. Let's go to you. Key thought, key takeaway from our time together today, and then we'll go over to Miss Mara.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Coach. My main takeaway was kind of the last part that you touched base on, like the fact that my vision has to compel me, it has to motivate me, it has to pull me out, and through those tough times. Yeah.
That's right. Because if it doesn't, then it's the wrong vision. It's okay though, right? It's okay. Just like Brandy said. Well, I changed my vision from a certain amount of units, and my vision was I just need to make this amount of money for my family. Like that's a different mindset shift. That is a revision versus somebody says, well, I want to do 30 homes. Well, I want to do 10 and go travel with my family and still make the amount of money that I want. Like that's different, bro. And so Hugo, when the vision is strong enough, it will move you through any inefficiencies in the business, any inadequacies. It will pull you forward regardless, my man. So Hugo, I appreciate you being here. I'm glad that was the thing that you took from the session today. Let's go over to Miss Mara. Mara, one key thought, one key takeaway, then we'll go to Deep Bledsoe.
It's been a while since I've been consistent with coaching. Just I think after intensity, I was like, I need a break from this. But I really am blown away by how much work everyone's doing and how inspiring you all are. To hear at the beginning so many wins, it pumps me up and it makes me so proud of all of you in this whole room and this team that has been created. And even the things that Alex was sharing about just using our team and networking and how honest and how much everyone stands by what they do it's incredible. So just hats off to everybody. Thank you for that. Your wins
Mara,
are my wins, I feel like.
I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you she got kicked in the ass in intensity at 6 a.m. So she's like, hold on, Elias, I'm gonna take a couple weeks off. But I'm so glad that you're here, and that was what you took away from the group. And that's the same thing for my seat. Like my seat, what I want to see is I want to see receipts. Like we spend time in coaching. You guys spend time going to training. You guys are applying the things out in the field. And like to see it all come full circle, you guys, that lights me up. That's receipts at the highest level. Samara, I appreciate you. Let's go Deep Bledsoe. Let's go key thoughts, key takeaways from our time together today. Let's roll.
No, I just wanted to share because it connects. A book I'm reading right now, it made the point of saying instead of trying, we need to train. Train instead of try, because it made the analogy that you can show up for a marathon the day of the marathon and say, I'm going to try to run this marathon and complete it. And then the people that have been training for months are going to look at you crazy and be like, what do you mean you're going to try? How long have you been training? Like, are you prepared for this or not? So instead of trying to do the things that you're trying to do, train every day and be ready for those moments when they come up that you're trying to get to. So I think it was prevalent, like what JJ made the point of saying, act as if you are already. You can only do so when you're prepared, when you're confident, when you know your shit, when you can show up and do what you want to do.
Love it. Deep Bledsoe, what is the name of this new book you're reading?
I have no idea. That's why I couldn't even tell you the title to begin there, but I'll let you know.
All right, cool. Listen, you guys, really great session. Way to kick off Monday. Ask yourself this, and Alexis brought this up in our in-person meeting last week. Like, what moves the needle this week? Like, what moves the needle this week? Like, just go to your own board, say what's going to move the needle this week. Income producing activities. Let's not be afraid to get on the calls. Let's not be afraid to knock on the doors. Let's not be afraid to call that client that maybe you met him 5 weeks ago, and unfortunately they slipped through the cracks in your database. It's all right to be human. Go back through, start making the calls, start making the dials, And don't be okay with not having appointments this week. What is going to move the needle in your business this week? I don't care about your inbox being cleared. I don't care about that. I care about you getting belly to belly, eye to eye, face to face with a consumer about their goals to buy or sell real estate in the Bay Area and beyond. That's all I care about. You guys go out there, be amazing, beautiful real estate professionals that you are. Go make some connections, make some appointments. If you need any support or any help, please feel free to reach out to me. And as always, my friends, keep it moving toward your dreams, goals, and vision, and make today a day that truly matters. Once again, from my family to yours, thank you guys for all of your kind words. It means the most to us, you guys. So thank you and have an amazing, amazing day. Peace.